before I get started with my duties and my chores out here, got a couple stories to tell. Somewhere around the late 7th, early 8th of this month, I ran into Sergeant Thorpe. She went out of her way to actually come and introduce herself to me, something that I find very priceless if you've watched any of my earlier videos. She was out there doing a service to the community. I know some of the police officers might wonder why when they look around, I'm always there. Seldomly do they ever see me coming. I have to give that to military training. So I get in position, 9 times out of 10, I'm in position and I'm there for a while before they actually see me. And I mean to do that. That's one of the reasons I don't get up really close on them, because I don't want to scare anyone like that. But she actually went out of her way to introduce herself to me, and she had stated that she has seen some of my videos. And like I said before, I know it's no secret to who I am now. Eventually, I knew that was going to happen. And I felt that she understood what I was doing out here. I mean, again, all she has to go by is some of the videos that she's seen and a judge of character. And I know that the majority of the police department, and by the way, you guys are not the first police department that I've actually watched. Usually I get a negative vibe. Look, if you're out there doing what you're supposed to do, and I'm not saying being perfect, if you're out there doing what you're supposed to do, you don't have to worry about me. And I know when you're out there doing your duties, there's that one asshole that gets under your skin, whether he's a criminal or somebody like me. He kind of gets under your skin. But that's why we have our comrades, our buddies, our peers, our leaders. When they see one individual getting out of hand, they step in, and move him away from the situation until he can get his emotions in check. And that's why we all here. Have I ever been angry? And was about to lose my cool ever? Hell yeah. So and that's why we have backup. That's why we have our buddies. That's why we have our peers. Because there's that one asshole, whether he's a criminal, just a bystander, a recorder. It's that guy that, for whatever reason, gets under one individual's skin. Granted, I understand that. It's happened to me before. But I am not your enemy. I'm actually out there for you also. I'm out there for everybody. You are not my enemy, police force. Like I've spoke to a couple officers, if there's a situation and I'm filming, and it's just you and the suspect, and it gets out of hand and the suspect is about to overpower the officer, I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to go and help the officer get that situation under control. Now, once we get that situation under control, we have to make sure our tempers, subside to the normal levels. Don't continue to hit the guy or whatever, because then I'm going to report that too. So I understand that emotions sometimes take over. But like I said, Officer Thorpe, or excuse me, Sergeant Thorpe, made law enforcement seem transparent, and that's what it's supposed to be. And we had a nice conversation. She even called over to me and asked me if I had some jumper cables. And I responded, yes, it's going to take me a minute to go and get them. She said, hey, no problem. When I get there, she says, hey, I'm sorry for interrupting your film. And I said, no problem, because I'm not just out here to film, I'm out here to help. There's several officers that have asked me to help in a particular situation, whether they could have towed an individual's car because he was driving without insurance and driving under the influence. So they could have towed his vehicle, but say, hey, sir, we can't actually move the vehicle. Would you mind helping us out and helping them out and moving the vehicle? I'll say, sure, I will. Because if not, then we're going to have to tow the vehicle. And with Sergeant Thorpe's stop, the individual had been, somebody shot at him. When I looked over there, I didn't actually know exactly what was going on. I know it was some shots fired. And the individual that was in question felt he was being interrogated. And I felt that also looking from a distance. But, you know, as I'm talking to Sergeant Thorpe, they were asking questions to try to ascertain what happened, and so they can actually take action to what has happened. The individual that was being questioned could have as well went to jail, but they chose not to. We won't go into what it was about because right now it's hearsay because they chose not to, and I respect that, and I respect them helping the community. As Sergeant Thorpe says, it's officer discretion, and everybody shouldn't have to go to jail for mistakes to a certain extent. So I think Sergeant Thorpe, is out there really serving the community. Last night, I ran into one of Sergeant Thorpe's subordinates, Officer Miller. And again, Officer Miller, it was a small accident that I was covering. And once she got done doing her paperwork with the small collision, wasn't anything major, she came over and introduced herself to me. She said, I just have one request. She said, while I'm doing my duty, can you please let me get done? If you want to talk to me, please let me get done doing my duty. Then if I have the time, I'll engage you in conversation. I said, absolutely, officer. And she extended her hand, and I shook her hand, meeting her. It was 2 nights in a row, very positive interaction with local law enforcement. And I really appreciate the effort that you guys are making to bridge the gap between the law enforcement or public officials and the public. I really appreciate the effort that you guys are putting into this. I'm not just out there looking for negative. I'm out there looking for positive. I'm going to pass out some of my cards to you guys so you can actually give me a call when there's something good going on. Let's say some charity or some community effort or law enforcement effort to help the public. I want to cover that type of stuff. So I appreciate that. By the way, my email address is oshae101@gmail.com. So shoot me an email if you have an event coming up. And that's OSHAE101@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and make sure you put a subject in there so it stands out to me because I get thousands of emails. So thank you guys so much for the effort that you guys are putting into bridging the gap between the community and public officials. Yeah, probably a little too far away. that's probably what's causing the problem. That's a separate board on there. That's probably the better connection. You can keep it up like that.
There you go. All right, that's right.
The engine down. The engine got down first. It ain't connect right. The engine got down first.
Yeah, you'll hear it.
Yeah, you hear down. Yeah. All right.
I think it's getting more. It's getting more power.
Hold on.
Hey, let them raise our engine. That's right. Yeah, it's almost too short.
Y'all make sure y'all don't open that car.
No, it ain't open.
Make sure you don't open it. I'm gonna break my car around.
Okay.
I don't think her battery's not strong enough. It might not because that's a
I think it was a poor connection also. It might be better with yours. I ain't got no cars for you because I'm looking for models because I do photography local.
okay.
So, my car is like right over there.
For your clubhouse?
My car's right over there. I usually pass cards out.
All right. I'm gonna go and pick up.
All right. The police officers are going out of the way to just, give this man a jump. That's what I'm talking about.
Now they gone. I got mine.
Yeah, I know. I've done that before. It's not fun.
Let me know when you're ready. It's gonna have to fill up. You ready?
Officer, you mind if I see your light? Thank you.
Not doing it at all, huh?
It seems like it's trying.
I know it's all. Not sure, though. Yeah, that open clear. That's what is in my open car.
All the way on.
This thing ain't never done.
Nah, that's probably
I
better.
don't drive anything in.
I don't drink those, bro. That's why I don't.
I didn't hear what he told me.
One of the best interactions that I've actually had. So, very good interaction. right. You have a good one, Sergeant.
Really, man.